Today I'm going to present the topic called How I Found the Resource to See the World. I have this speech in Taiwan in Chinese, so it's my first time to share this in English. So I hope you guys can understand. Okay. So before I share my experience, I want to introduce my personality because when I was young, about 15 years old, I started to independent, take care of myself and even the financial. So that's why 15. Okay. Yeah, after graduate from the junior high school. Yeah. So I think that's why I'm so easy to adopt the overseas life. Okay. And when I have my first speech, I got my email from the vocational school teacher, and he just mentioned about there's two ways to study abroad. One is born in a rich family. The other way is be an excellent person, so that you can get a scholarship. But there are few in the general. But however, the average intelligent and average income people are difficult to study abroad. But after he listened my speech, and he think I'm the one to make this kind of dream come true. So he really want to share my experience for his students. So that's why I want to continue to share my experience for everyone. And he mentioned about higher education not just only provide for the few elites. So I think this really makes sense. And then so that's why I try to find many different kinds of resources and to make me to travel or long stay in 36 countries, including Jordan. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce by the timetable. So after I graduate from the university, I do my first travel in Australia by the working holiday visa. During that time, it's the first year the Taiwanese can apply this kind of visa. So I went to Australia, and then my first job that I got, I print maybe 10 or 20 print resume and work on the street. And when I see the shop that I like it, I just go into and give them their resume. And then I got the job. It's about chicken, and it's a fried chicken and French fry shop. That is small shop. And then my second job is make the sushi hand roll. Yeah. And then during that time, my goal for this time is for study some English. So I went to the library because in the library you can find so many information. So I studied the English in the library, which is organized from the adult education. So my classmates, they all are senior, the people go immigrate. So that they are my classmates. And it's my first time to study English hard. And then it's my first time to know travel as backpacker. So when I was in Australia, I also traveled to other city and also to the near country, the New Zealand. Yeah. And then, so after I have the previous experience, I was thinking, maybe it's time to think about travel to study abroad, because I think it's not so difficult to living abroad. But the first problem for me is English. So I went to Thailand to study English. But why I'm going to Thailand? Because when I want to study English, I want to go to United States, but during that time I failed to apply the visa twice, so I gave up, so I changed the country, so I went to Thailand. And there's the one kind of like an American school. So because in Thailand you only can speak English because you cannot speak Thai, so I think it's the same way that you can learn the English. So I also have the experience to live in Thailand. So after that I got my English test. So I went to Finland to study. Because first I say the English is the one problem for me, but the other problem is the money. Because when you travel, when you study abroad, you need the money. So here is like kind of where I got my money. I divide into two parts. The first part is my own money, and the second is the money from others. So my own money, I prepare about $3,300 for the one-way ticket to Finland, the rent for first month, and the living cost for the first month. So it's about this. And the second part of money, I have the first money is that I borrow the loan from the Taiwanese bank. So it's about $30,000. Okay, so and the second money is I apply for the scholarship from also Taiwanese education department. And when you got this scholarship, you can get the 16,000 per year, and then you can apply for the 2 years. So that's the money that I get. And the important thing is, let's say like when you borrow the loan from the bank, you cannot apply for the scholarship. But during that time, I apply the loan first, and then second, I apply for the scholarship. So that's okay. But the loan from the Taiwanese bank, they will cancel the interest, because before you borrow the loan from the bank, the government will pay the interest for the 2 years. But when you got the scholarship, you have to pay your interest by yourself. So after I got the scholarship, I just pay the loan first. Okay, the third part of money, because I was studying in Finland for 3 years. After that, I start to work. So in the third year, I was worried about I don't have money. So I start to search the information again. I found that I can have the loan again from the if you live in the Taipei city, and this loan that the government will provide the interest for 10 years, so you don't need to pay any interest for 10 years. So that's why I borrowed the loan again. But after that, actually I don't use that because I found a job after 3 years. Okay, so and here is what I'm going to like talk about the like food and clothing, living and transportation, and the education and entertainment in Finland. Because first people will think live in North Europe is quite expensive, but actually living in Finland is not so expensive if you cook by yourself. So you can see the price from the supermarkets. It's not so expensive. For example, the carrot, 1 kilo is about 70 cents. Yeah, so it's kind of like similar in Jordan. So, and then like, for example, every time I go to the supermarket, I will see what promote this week. So, for example, this this time the fish, the whole salmon fish, it's under €8. So I will buy it, and then you just Google.
I will lose weight.
And then you will Google the recipe from internet, and then you will eat different meal. Yeah. Otherwise, every meal is the same. Will feel boring. And then like spaghetti is also very cheap down. It's under 70 cents. So normally I will buy the spaghetti and make the Taiwanese traditional cool noodle to invite my friends because it looks colorful and look delicious. It is really delicious.
Okay, one question please. You mentioned that the items like food, etc. are cheap. So what about the salaries?
The salary there, after that I can tell you because I have.
You want to write down there?
Okay. And then
so the currency is
Euro.
Euro.
So, and then because I also very miss the food from my hometown, so during that time I make many like Taiwanese food in Finland. So like when you start abroad, you will feel like your cooking skill will improve immediately. Yeah, because when I editing the presentation, I was thinking, oh, I'm kind of like a master chef that time. Yeah. And also some sweet. And then you can find the food in supermarket, but I really like to find the food in the forest because it's free. So during the summer, we were picking the berries like blueberry, lingonberry, and also the apple you can find on the road or the bank side. It's called bank side near the river. And this kind of apple is very sour, so we used to make like jam, and then you can mix with cream and make the cake roll. And then during the autumn, you can pick the mushroom, but have to go with someone know how to pick the mushroom. Yeah. And then sometimes we will eat outside. And this photo is that you eat in the university. It's about €2.5. But when you have this student card, you can eat in the whole Finland, the university in Finland. With the same price, so it's very cheap because when you travel to the capital city in Helsinki, you can go to the university to have this kind of a meal. Otherwise, the meal is about like 10 to 20 up. Yeah. And then clothing, because I'm not the girl like to do the shopping, but I really like to go to the second shop. And the second shop in Finland is quite many and then very cheap. For example, the single sofa is just €10. It's very cheap. And I bought the sofa for the two person. 2 people is about €30. It's also cheap. Yeah. And then the living, the accommodation, like for example the apartment, if you can live alone or you share the apartment with other people. It's around like €200 to €450.
€450 for a month?
Per month, yes, per month. Yeah, but
why I asked you because it's considered as North Europe, right?
Yes.
But in England it's the opposite.
Yeah.
You cannot find that. In England it's very close to Finland. That's why I'm asking you.
Okay.
Yes.
But
so I want to hear more about it.
Okay. But the price is a little bit cheaper because I live in north of Finland. Yeah. So it's compared with the capital city. I think the living cost is a little bit cheaper in north of Finland, and the rent for the apartment sometimes it's including the internet and also the water and the electricity. So it's quite cheap. I think the living cost in Finland is kind of similar that I live in Taipei City.
So what about the capital? If someone wants to rent an apartment in capital, what's the rent?
What did you say?
If someone wants to live in the capital.
Capital city, I think it's maybe about double.
Yes,
Double.
double.
Yeah.
Double.
Yeah.
Double, okay.
Yeah. because
someone new.
Because during that time, my cost is about like 500 euro. But my friend who live in Helsinki, they told me they cost about like 800 euro up. Yeah, so it's a little bit different. And I'm the frugal person, so that's a little bit cheaper. And then the apartment in Finland that I like is like every room you will have a big window, so you can see the view from outside. And the transportation, the most of the time when I was study, I just ride a bicycle, even in the winter. And then there's the kind of like a metro in the Helsinki, just very simple, just one line. Oh, did I mention like I was living in the Rovaniemi, so it's like a central village. Yeah, it's in this city. And then after I studied, I moved to Salo. It's near the Helsinki for work. Yeah. Okay. And then the other way for the transportation, you can have the tram and then airline. But for the train, like when you got the student, if you are a student, you can have like 48 euro when you travel from north to south. But if you are adult, and you will get a little bit, I think, more expensive. So that's good to be a student in Finland. Yeah. Okay. And then about the education, during my study, we don't need to pay the tuition fees. So that's during that time it's free for everyone, even you are foreigner. But in the 2017 autumn, they start to charge the tuition fee from the non-EU student. So, for example, my university, they will charge like 8,000 euro per academic year. And then, but they also provide a scholarship. So, like a quarter student, they can get the 8,000 euro scholarship. So it's the same. And then a quarter student, they will get the 6,400 euro, and then another half they will get the 4,800. So that means like at least you just need to pay like 3,200 euro. Okay, and that's my school, and that's the Art and Design Institute. And then in our institute, they have own library, and I like my school because they have many like a facility that you can finish your project. For example, the wooden workshop, the sewing machine class, and then every department. My department is industrial design. We all have like small like area for the rest, and you have a small kitchen to relax. And then usually when I was in the class, I'm the only one foreigner. So some of course they will speak Finnish, but for example in this class is called This is Theory. So in that class, the professor will teach in Finnish, but she's very nice. She will give me the English summary and also the book list, what I need to study. But because I'm studying design, so most of class is about the design, the product. So you don't need to listen the lecture. So that's good for me. And because I'm the foreigner, I was thinking during that time it's so easy to in the newspaper, because in this class we are doing the plastic product design, and this class is participate with for 3 university, and we got the 3rd prize. And then the local newspaper, they just give us the whole page for the newspaper. And then like my Japanese friend, she just went to the center village, and she also got the front page for the newspaper. So I think if you are foreigner, you are so easy to on the newspaper. Yeah. And I also choose like a wooden class, and then like ceramic, and then it's environmental art, sorry. And this kind of like a photograph, but the focus on the photo developer. Yeah, so you can go to a dark room to do this. So I like this kind of traditional thing. Yeah, and this textile class, so you can design your pattern for the textile. And this is very special because our school is in north of Finland, so we have the course is called ice sculpture. So the ice hotel, they will invite us to go to the hotel to help them to decorate the dorm. Yeah, so you have a chance to live in their dorm. That's really cool. So we just don't know why people pay a lot to stay there. But normally we will stay in the cottage, very warm. Yeah. And then there's one class. It's called traditional Finnish textile, and the teacher just asked us to go to the elementary school in Finland. So we will see like the student like 5th or 6th grade, they start to know how to use the sewing machine, and they even can make the skirts, and they also can have like a wooden workshop in the 5th or 6th grade. I think that's really good because I know this when I was in Finland, and then I already like doing my master. So like people in Finland, they know how to do the handicraft very well. Okay, so during my study in Finland, I also participated in one program. It's kind of like exchange, like European student exchange, something like that. So I went to Spain, and I went to the city. It's called Valencia, because I was thinking, try to learn something. The final works is not so big, so that's why I choose the jewelry, because it's small, it's easy to travel. So that's why I choose the jewelry design, and then also have chance to participate. The festival is called La Faya. Yeah, it's for the celebrate for the spring, and so during the holiday, during this festival, like every corner in the street, on the street, they will build this huge sculpture, and then after that they will fire, just burn it. Only the first prize can keep it. Yeah, so they will have the firework from morning to the evening. So during that month, it's very annoying and very noisy. Yeah, and entertainment. Because I live in the north of Finland, so that's the special thing is like a polar day and polar night. So during the summer, you have the polar day, and you won't see the dark. So like, for example, this one is like 12 o'clock during the midnight, so you look like this. So in the winter, we're opposite. So in the winter, like you only see this like a little bit bright about 1 or 2 hours. Yeah, it's very interesting experience. And then when you first arrive Finland, the school will arrange the trip to the Santa village to see the Santa. And then the school also have another program. It's called Finnish family program. So they will ask you about your hobby or something, and they will match the family for you. So you will spend a weekend or holiday with them. So because I like outdoor activity, so they also like outdoor activity. So we spend quite a lot of time outside. And then during, like, for example, this is Christmas time, and the family, the mother said she always made like small gingerbread house. So she think, oh, maybe I can design one for her. So I just make the a little bit bigger, like a 45 centimeter high. It's a temple, because I remember my mom always go to the small temple near my house to pray for a whole family. So I think, oh, I can design and make the temple for her. It's kind of like blessing and also celebrate Christmas. Yeah. And then other time, you will spend time with your friends, and most of the time I really like to just walking or hiking in the forest or near the river. I will feel so relaxed. And then like when I have free time, I will also learn some like a Finnish traditional handicraft. For example, this is called himmeli. I learned from my landlord. She also is my teacher from the university. She is an art teacher, so she also teach me how to make the crochet. And then because she have some object made from in her house, it's macrame.
Yeah,
So that's why I know macrame,
Yeah.
and I bought this macrame bag from the second shop. So I really like. So that's why I start to study how to make the macrame. And then also like they have the Sami people. So they always have this kind of a weaving band. So I also learn how to do this. So that's why I know how to make this different kind of handicraft, and I just figure out how to make it like the class. So I teach some handicraft in Taiwan. And then during the free time, during the holiday, I also like to travel. I like to go to the historical
places.
Yeah. For example, like Portugal, Lisbon, like Paris, and it's the Bath. Yeah. And I really like to cross to nature. And this is my favorite country, is Slovenia.
Really?
Yeah, they have a really beautiful river. That people even drink the water from the river. That surprised me. Yeah, and I also like to close to the animal. Yeah. Yeah, and then I especially like to have small conversation with the local people. Sometimes they will recommend you to go somewhere. So I really like this kind of thing. And then after I study in Spain, I went back to Finland for work. And how I found this job is I went to the library to find one book. It's called Finnish Design Shop. So I just choose the design that I like. I just send a resume. And then there's just one company, they contact me. So it's called Mu. So I got this job. And then it's kind of like family business. So that's the owner and his son. And then because of this job, I have opportunity to work with the famous Finnish designer, and also have chance to participate like a design exhibition. Yeah, that's really good experience. And also have chance to design own project. But most of the time we are doing something like this, like Mu, Disney, Angry Bird. So we just edit. So I not really like this kind of job, just for the editing. So after like the end of 2013, I moved back to Taiwan and to have my workshop, which I mentioned before, is like teach handicraft. So most of the time I really like to people use the nature material or the recycled material, the waste material to make the handicraft. And then because the thing I done before, I have a chance to invite from the one TV program, so I have a chance to participate the TV program. That's very interesting. And then like during my teaching class, they have like a summer or winter holiday, I will go travel. During that time, I was like try to use the help exchange that the website just help you to matching like if you can provide some your skill and the owner the host they will need some help, so you two can match. So I went to Cambodia. So the small hotel, they need someone help them to make the graphic design. So during that time, I was doing the graphic design for them. So they will provide the free accommodation and also the food. Yeah. So and then you will meet the new friends. And during that time, I start to know the mini retirement from these two ladies. And then also you will really to get to know the local people. I think that's the thing that I really enjoy during the travel. And then after I come back to Taiwan, I was thinking about like I have tried to use many different ways to travel abroad, but I never travel as volunteer. So I just participate in this organization. So it's my first time. That was my first time to go to do the volunteering in St. Vincent and Grenadines. They will need the visual art teacher. So that's why I went to St. Vincent and Grenadines. And this is Taiwan. This St. Vincent is really far. It's it's in Central America. And then it's the small islands. And then when I arrived there, my job is become like an art teacher for the primary school or for the elementary school. And I'm not kind of the adult like the children, but during that time, because the kids is so lovely, so I start to like the kids. And so when you work as volunteer for the art teacher, but you also need to help like a embassy for the culture event, something like that. And then during other time, you will like you will hang out with your friends in St. Vincent. And then the ambassador, he also will arrange some activity. So we just go with him. And then the volunteer also have their own holiday. So I went to Cuba. Yeah. And then there's some art and illustrator. And then also like local people. And then also went to Miami. And after the volunteer, I got a chance to have the interview for this magazine. It's called Big Issue. Yeah. So that's really nice. And then when I go back to Taiwan, I start to have the 9-to-5 work. But because I was thinking I want to learn how to use the waste fabric, I should know how to sewing. So I just participate in one program. They teach you how to do the sewing, but also some knowledge for the textile. So after this program, they will match you and the textile company. So that's why I start to work for the textile company. But my job is kind of like marketing and graphic design, something like that. And then during that time, I also got some like other part-time job or other project to keep my my handicraft. So it's kind of like environmental art. So I just have the class and then combine with the environmental art. So after the exhibition, everyone can have their own work pieces. So we won't create the waste for the exhibition. And I also got a tourist license. So during my holiday, I also have the other job like takes the student abroad to study English, because during that time you still can go travel. Okay, and then last year I got another work. It's my new experience to curate the exhibition. Is called Finnish design, because I was studying Finland, so that's why he want to cooperate with me. But because the COVID-19, after he told me he want to have this kind of cooperation, and then he was stuck in China, so I will finish this whole exhibition by myself. That's really good experience, because you have to handle everything, and it's my first experience to have some speech in the opening. So that's really tough work, but also good chance to learn new thing. Okay, and then this year, because I was thinking, I work for a little bit, not so long time, but I think it's time to have mini retirement, to stop to work for the money. I just want to do something I want to do. So this year is my mini retirement year. So, but I found, and then so I was thinking about what should I want? What I want, what I like to do. So I like design, handicraft, travel, and English, and I want to be healthy. And fire, it's mean, financial, independent, retire early. So it's called fire.
Yeah. One word.
Yeah, it's kind of popular in United States or in Europe. It's called fire movement.
Okay.
Yeah, and I really like to learning. So this year I will just start to do something I really like to do, have some start to teach the handicraft, and also every year the volunteer, the ICDF, they will organize one event. They will get together the all volunteer to have some afternoon tea and some events very interesting. And then you will meet the new people. That's really nice. Mm-hmm. And the other one is because I got a scholarship before, they also have this kind of event launch every year. It's really nice because the people got the scholarship. They are really talented people. I think most of them are doctor degree. Yeah, few of them are master degree. So it's really nice to meet the people. And because I teach the handicraft, I make the one student, and then she told me, her professor is my classmate from the university. So that's why I made my classmate, and because he is professor in this university, so he just invited me to have some speech in the university. So I think the meet new people is really good. Yeah. And before I say, I'm also interested about English teaching. So I also have this kind of I participate in this kind of class. and have a chance to teach English for the kids,
for the kids.
yeah, in the elementary school. Yeah. And then I found the information about the volunteer in Jordan. So so I come here to do the volunteer, the things I really like to do. Yeah. So and then because this is my father, he went to Saudi Arabia. Yeah. So I think it's kind of like a relation. Me and Jordan, because like Arabia is very close to Jordan, right? Yeah. So, okay, concluding. Few things I have to learn since I live abroad. It's like everyone in the world is unique. Don't compare with others, and don't live in someone else's shadow. Do yourself are the best, and then keep healthy and enjoy your life. Are the most important thing. Other things not really matter. And take time to increase your experience and value. Someday you will live the way you want to live. And then cherish what you got and spend time with family, close to the nature. And after a long time, material life won't be necessary. And then after this speech, I wish you could be brave to pursue what you want to do. You won't regret even fail, because it's a 0 and 50% chance. Yeah. And then that's the few things I want to share with you, like the podcast. I like listen this podcast. It's talk about the fire movement. Yeah. And also something that you can growing. I think that's good. And then if you like a long time travel, I will recommend this book. And then the other thing is this book, it's called Life Design for People with Too Many Passion to Pick Just One. I'm this kind of person. Before I was thinking, that's not good. You should just focus one thing. And then I found this book. There's so many people do like this. So you don't need to choose one. So I also recommend this book. Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.